Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Wednesday, April the 5th. The year is 2023. Let's talk trading. Thinking about profit. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. Yesterday, Walmart and I, we talked about profit. But, the thing about profit is it's just not the profit, but it's what you think about the profit. So, and it affects you, and it affects your trading. So you might want to take some notes when you're trading about what you're thinking about when you're in profit. So, for example, let's just start scrolling through these charts here. Let's say you went long at the monthly open, and you're now up 136 pips, because we're 136 pips above the open. What do you think? What are you thinking? Now, notice we're 53, 52 pips off the high. So at one point in time, you were up over 180 pips. What would you have been thinking at that point? Would you have been happy? I mean, maybe you were happy when you were up 5 pips or 3 pips, you were happy. So the point one point I'd like to make is that it's how you think about the profit. That profit that you could potentially take is going to affect whether or not you take it. From the weekly, we're up, 138? Same as the monthly, because the month and the week all started at the same spot this time. And just so you know, all the gaps have filled. So look at today. If you shorted the open, you'd be up 24, 25 pips. And we're at the psychological 75 line right now. So what would you be thinking? Because I noticed something this morning. Walmart and I were trading, and he's not online with me right now because we both decided that, it's just the way price was moving. Neither one of us liked it. It would just sit there, then it moved, and this was before the news. We had the ADP release at 8:15 East Coast time, 5:15 West Coast time here in the US of A, and it was really funny because 2 minutes before they were running the price up, and I'm thinking, oh, they're going to tank it. And then the 1 minute before they started running it down, I go, Walmart, they're going to run this thing up. And then sure enough, they ran it up to about 91, if I remember correctly. Then it came back down, then it went back up, then it came back down. But I noticed something when we were trading. I had jumped in a trade. Let's see, let me find the chart here. I believe I was looking at a 1 minute chart, and it was right here. Price had come down to this level. No, it was right here. And price had come down, and I had gone long, and I jumped out. And then price came up here and came back. And I was thinking, oh, I should get in. And I got in somewhere about here. And then price went up just a little bit, and I got out. Then it ran up to here, came back down. I thought, oh, I should get back in. Price got in here. I got in. Price ran up a bit, and then it came back down, then it went back up. And right here, you could probably see this one ball had, this one ball started right about here. And I kind of have this rule when I see a one ball in front of me, I usually get out. Well, that rule did not serve me well, as you can see. There was a lot more to be had. But the thing is, I was thinking about the profit. It's like, I don't want to give it back. I don't want to lose. And that affects my move. Now, I was looking purely at the price. I wasn't looking at the chart. And I was basing my exit on what I was thinking about the profit at the time. So I think on that one trade, I think I took about a pip or maybe two. I can't remember exactly. But I think it was about a pip. And I was just thinking, I don't want to give that pip back. I don't want to lose. But the thing is, I could have thought, well, you know what? From where I was, price had crossed the 60 line. And this was the 55 line. What I could have thought was, you know what? I've got profit, but that's okay. Because what I could think is I could have my stop loss sitting right here. It's like, okay, I could give back 7 or 8 pips. I could risk. I could be willing to lose 7 or 8 pips on that trade, thinking that, you know what? It's crossed the 60 line. Maybe it'll go to the 70 line, or maybe it'll at least go to 65. So instead of taking 1 pip, maybe I get 4 or 5. And now I know some of you who maybe or would go long say, well, you could have said, hey, you know what? These are all support lines here, so that means price moved up from these lines. And in fact, there wasn't a resistance line to be had until right here. So once again, thinking about the profit is what caused me to exit when I did, because I didn't want to give it back. Now, of course, I always say, you got to take some profit before the market takes it back. But you also have to have a plan that lets price move, up and down like it does. So long as it stays within your risk parameters, you should be okay with that. So, for example, I put a trade on, I think, where was it? Right about here somewhere. And it went my way and then it went against me. Actually, it went my way about 4 pips. So I moved my break even up to break even plus 1. And then the broker somehow, I guess maybe it was this move right here. Instead of getting break even plus 1, I got stopped out at 1.5. It blew through my stop, my break even, 2.5 pips. And it was like, wait a minute, I should have been up a pip, now I'm down. Or maybe it was just a half a pip I was down, I can't remember exactly. But the point is, yeah, I think it was half a pip. It blew through my stop 1.5 pips. So rather than a profit, I came out with a loss. So I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to make that mistake again. So I put the trade on, another trade on, about the same level, and it went up against me, and then it came back down. And I think I put on a 2-pip trailer after it hit, I think it was below 75. And so I put that trailing stop on, and I took it for about 10, 11 pips. It's like, take that. So once again, it's one of those things about profit where before I was thinking about protecting a pip or so of profit, making sure, as opposed to, I reacted with slight anger, being ticked off that a 1 pip profit, turned into a half of a pip loss. So you could call it a revenge trade. So then I'm looking over here on my phone. It's like, yeah, I actually picked up almost 11 pips on that next trade. All because of how I was thinking about profit. So you have to decide in advance and this gets back to like the exit playbook, what you're going to do at certain price levels. And you do that ahead of time. And now sometimes you can adjust that depending on how the market's moving. I mean, if it's moving hesitantly versus if it's just really moving strongly, you know, is it starting to range at a certain level? Is it showing signs of weakness in your direction or strength in your direction? You know, or have indicators changed colors? Like you can see here, the indicator 2 dots went from magenta to aqua. So it's like, maybe that runs over. Or it's like, hey, it just put a 3 ball slightly below this 3 ball and then price moved above it. Maybe it's now time to take profit off the table and wait for another opportunity. And as you can see right now, price is moving up. So once again, thinking about profit, what do you think when you're up a pip, 2 pips, 3 pips, 4 pips, 5 pips, 10 pips? What are you thinking? And then the other thing is, what happens after you exit the trade? Do you then say, oh, I should have? And then if you say, I should have, do you make a note? So the next time you get in that position, you can pull out that note or read your notes over. It's like, okay, if it does this, this is what I should do. Because what will happen is, see, when you do that, well, I should have, now you're kind of second guessing yourself. So if that's what you really want to do, then build that into your trading plan, saying, okay, if I'm up X pips and these are the conditions, then I'm going to stay in the trade. Or I'm going to move my stop to this much. I'll risk, 2 pips of my profit to maybe make another 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 10 pips. Because that's one way to think about it, is when you're in profit, how much of that profit are you willing to risk to make more profit? So, fellow traders, I hope that helps. I hope I gave you something to think about, something you can use in your trading, because, as always, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.